I summarize all this passage into some words?
Yes, exactly. The main idea of this passage. What is the
Okay.
top?
Okay. Maybe I'll say that people, wait, people can determine, oh, the big moment is good or bad. Okay. The way that an event ends, it's the way that you are going to feel later.
All right. Again, please.
The way that an event ends, the way that an event ends, it's the way that you're going to feel later.
All right. That's the explanation. That's good. So what is the topic? What is the topic? The
The
title.
main topic in here is, well, I don't know how to summarize the main topic, but actually it's like uh I would say that the way that humans can get a perception of an event depending on the way that it ends.
Okay, that's good. That's understandable. Now here, try to use the same words. Okay, the same words that you can see in the passage. So it is describing the pick and roll. Okay,
Mhm.
and what is the pick and roll? Now you can you continue? What is the pick and roll? Pick
The
and roll.
pick and rule, it's a theory that says that the end of one event determine their overall perception of an experience.
Mhm. Exactly, that's the summary. Very good, Amalia. Nice. Now let's going to check this part. Okay, let's check this part. Okay, but before we continue, so first you have to state the passage. Okay, and how do you state the passage? Usually according. Okay, according to the according to the reading, right? According to the reading, and then you have to give your topic. Okay? According
Mhm.
to, and then you give the topic from the passage. Then after this, you go to the lecture. Okay, and this is the lecture. So Amalia, try to see that. Try to see the main idea in the lecture and to supporting sentences. Okay? To supporting sentences. Yeah.
Wait, so those both of these paragraphs are like the lecture.
Oh, actually, no, my bad. This one is the passage, okay? You read the passage. You
Uh-huh.
read the passage. After that, you will listen to the lecture. Okay?
Ah, okay, okay.
Mhm.
So, but we are not going to listen now, we are going to read it.
Yes, for now, yes, just uh, try to see that the main idea and the two supporting sentences.
Okay, okay. When you see, It's where I call with my friends and I were speaking. Oh, okay. And how many time I'm going to have to read? Ah, no, this. Oh, forget. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Okay, so you are asking me for the two supporting ideas and for the main topic, right?
Exactly. The main topic and two supporting ideas that you could
Okay,
do
the
this.
main topic. Well, the main topic is still the pick and rule and how this theory works.
Mhm.
That's what
Exactly.
that's what I say. And the two supporting ideas. Well, the first one. Oh my God, wait. I'm going to close my window because my neighborhood is like having a party or something in the park.
Oh, no. It must be a bit noisy right now.
Yeah, super noisy. Okay, then the first supporting idea I'll say is that, for example, when someone remember a particular event or experience, uh, we don't look at the whole picture. We just look for its very best, worst, and most intense moments.
All right. Okay, okay. So yeah, that's the example. That's the example that you could hear from the lecture. But try to try to point out the no, no, I'm sorry. That's okay. Okay, the example is good, but try to expand a bit more. Now you can try to use some of your own words, but try to expand what the lecturer is trying to say. Okay.
Okay, well, uh, so I'll say according to the reading, I know. So do I have to answer already, like if I'm on the exam?
No, just the second part, just the lecture. So in the
Okay.
lecture, you when you finish the academic passage part, you start the lecture like in the lecture, okay? In the lecture, the
Okay.
professor
Oh,
goes goes further, for example, goes further, and then you give your first example.
okay. Wait. Bye.
Okay? It's like
Okay.
this would be the full picture. Maybe this is going to help us. Okay,
Okay.
expand. Okay.
So, but I don't remember what is the correct. Well, the way of answer this question. They are going to ask me for answer the passage part, and then they are going to ask me for the lecture part, or it's going to be like a whole.
Oh yeah, yeah. So there, Amalia, the question is something like this. Explain how the lecture, explain how the lecture supports the passage, okay? So the passage gives you the topic, and the lecture gives you two supporting ideas for this topic,
Okay.
all right?
Okay. Wait. Okay. So maybe I'll say, according to the reading, the pick and rule is a theory that helps us to describe that. I know, wait. According to the reading, the pick and rule, it's a theory that describes
Mhm.
the way that someone is going to remember an event. A dot. A person is going to remember an event based on how it ends or how the most intense moments were.
Very good. That's good. That's
Okay.
good. Topic
And
and short explanation. Nice.
and then I'm going to continue with the part of the lecture, right? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. And well, in the lecture, the professor explained a okay. Okay. In the lecture, the professor explained that when someone remember a particular experience, they don't look like the whole event. They just seem to be focused on like the very best or the very worst moment, and they are going to remember that experience based on those feelings.
Mhm. Good. Now, what is the second example? Can you try to answer the second one?
Okay.
It goes on. This
Okay.
is a good verse. So to say.
Okay, okay, wait. He goes on.
Mhm.
He goes on to tell us an example, a self example.
Oh no, an example from the lecture.
Oh no, but I was going to say like él nos contó una experiencia de él.
In Spanish.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, like he goes on to tell us an experience when he was younger. I don't know.
oh, right. Okay, okay. Let me check this part. Oh yeah, you
Oh,
can start like this. Yeah, yeah. He goes on to say, or he goes on to say that when he was with his
okay,
friends, skipping from school one afternoon, and so on. Try to paraphrase, yeah, and expand a bit more.
okay. He goes on to say that when he was younger and he was in school, he used to skip from school. And in one afternoon, they got caught with his friends. And he doesn't remember the whole experience, but he do remember like some specific moments that were very significant. Um, I don't know how to say what to say.
Very significant. Nice.
I'm I'm doing it. Ay, más o menos.
It's right. It's right, Amalia. So yeah, just give a short example and then try to expand. For example, here, okay, he goes on to say that when he was back in school with his friends one afternoon, he got caught in a gunfight, right, between rival gangs. So with this experience, he tries to tell us that from that whole experience, he just remembered the worst or the best, and so on. Okay, try to also use your own words. Try not to try yes say what is the example that in the lecture you're hearing, but also what do you understand from all of that, right? let's
Mhm.
try to let's try to make an exercise. Okay, that's going to help us a lot.
Okay,
Let's do it.
okay.
Okay, let me show you this part. Yeah. So we are going to practice with, let me check. Number three, yeah, number three, this one. Yes, the lectures sometimes are long in this exercise.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, okay.
oh, like it seems that they are fixing their website.
Yes, exactly. It seems like that's the problem. Okay. I'm going to find another one. Okay, one. Yes, can you look? Critical maintenance. But let me check on YouTube. There are other exercises like this. So
Okay,
let me
okay.
screen tofu. I think it's this one. I think here we can see it. Yeah, because some hours ago, 3 hours ago, it was okay. So,
Yeah, and I made the homework like a, an hour ago.
yeah. So it's very, very recent, this thing. Okay, let me check. Oh, this one is from the one, right? From the question number one. The woman expresses her opinion for the university.
According to the announcement.
Okay,
Oh,
So read complex and compound sentences
let me check.
and choose the six. And most importantly, provide high scoring is. That's true.
Oh yeah, now it's working. Thank
ooh.
God. All right, let's start. Okay, let's don't waste
Okay,
time. Yeah, remember to take your notes. Okay, it's really helpful. The main idea, right, with consonants and also consonants and symbols is very useful.
okay,
Read
okay.
the passage from the textbook.
Let's start.
You have 50 seconds to read the passage. Begin reading now.
When you read a book, the writer describes every scene, background, and context with words. A writer might write that Mr. X was lured into a false sense of security at the beach one balmy afternoon, unaware that danger lurked nearby. Because film is a visual medium, a lot of information has to be conveyed not with words, but images. The film director has to do the same thing with camera shots that descriptive passages do in books, provide settings and context for what is about to happen next. In the movie Babel, two kids are playing with a rifle. One of them boasts about his shooting skills. There is an establishing shot of a bus, tiny with distance, moving through the barren rocky wilderness that is their territory. The shot establishes distance and how difficult a target the moving bus would be. The next scene is set. One kid challenges the other's skill with the rifle, and hitting the bus becomes a test of that skill. A scene might show the inside of a moving truck with music playing from the speakers and the driver hitting the steering wheel to its rhythm and singing along. He might suddenly have trouble with his truck and have to pull over. Establishing shots would pull back to give a wide view of the stalled truck in the middle of a deserted highway, telling the viewer that the driver is far away from help. The next scenes are then set to follow the story, and whatever happens in them creates the intended impression on the viewer.
Explain establishing shots and how the example used by the professor illustrates the concept.
Okay, Amalia, you have 60 seconds to speak now. Okay, you start.
Uh, Establishing shots are used to briefly show the setting of an scene. It gives background information and also unique knowledge for the spectator. This is according to the passage. Also, in the lecture, we can hear an expert of the cinematic area, which is explain us that a an example where two kids are using a rifle, and we can get more background context, and we can learn and comprehend, and we can, oh my god, teacher, me trabé toda, me rindo.
No worries, continue, try to... Okay, right, Amalia.
Oh,
But,
mire, le voy a ser bien honesta,
yeah, tell me.
como, como que no entendí bien el audio, la verdad. O sea,
Mhm.
se escuchaba bien, pero como que me perdí un montón desde el inicio.
Oh, okay, Amalia. Especially in the lecture or from the passages that started?
No, the reading passage, it I understood and everything, and I took my notes. But on the audio lecture,
Mhm.
I tried to take notes, but I just got confused, and I gave up.
Okay, all right, Amalia. So, Amalia, one key, one recommendation, what's this called? One pointer, one good pointer to take into account is that in the passage they are going to give you information, very important information that then you can use to understand the lecture. Okay, so for example, what was the passage about? Was about
Establishing shots
what are establishing shots for?
are shots that are that briefly shows how the setting of a scene is. They give background, they give context, and also a unique knowledge for the audience.
Exactly, good. So they give you background information, knowledge, and also knowledge about the characters, right? About the
Yeah.
with the characters in the movie. So there you have a good idea um of that. Now in the lecture, could you listen some keywords like I don't know, like nouns, proper nouns, names of movies, names of something? What could you listen from the lecture?
Yeah, well, I understood that an example,
Mhm,
she said something about two kids with a rifle, and then one of the kids was better with the rifle than the other one.
mhm,
Um, and then I think that I understood that uh, that this scene, the background and everything, it gives like context of how far was like the point where the kids were trying to shoot or something. That's what I think that I understood, but
mhm,
I didn't hear anything about movies
mhm.
and everything.
Okay, all right, Amalia. So with that information, what can you infer, Amalia? What can you infer? Okay, two kids playing with a rifle, and the shot was very far away. So you have that example. You understand that example. Now, how can you expand more in this example? Oh, this example, this example shows how establishing shots work,
Mm-hmm.
um, how establishing shots work because they give you more information, or they try to make you feel like you are far from these kids and they are helpless. For example, oh, they are helpless, that you cannot control them, you cannot intervene
Yeah,
them
you
playing
you're
the
right.
rest, right?
Yeah, I think that, yeah, maybe I got the main idea, like the example, but
Mhm.
I didn't like figure it out how to explain it.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's difficult to do this. It is difficult, but try to do that, okay? Okay, you don't understand everything in the lecture. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it happens. But with that information and the information in the passage, try to explain it. Okay, this example shows how establishing shots give you give you a perception, right? A
Mhm.
point of
Yeah.
view very far from
Mhm.
the characters, and so on. Okay, try to talk because it's better. It's way better to talk than not talking. Okay,
Yeah.
during this.
Oof, you're right. You're right. Okay.
So, Amalia, let's going to practice with another one. Okay, another
Mhm.
one, and try to use that. Okay, I have this example, I have this information. How does this example help to support my passage? Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Sometimes there are many words that are very new, that are very strange. Just
Yeah.
listen. Okay, let's go into practice with this one. Sunk cost. Yeah. So let's start now.
Okay.
Read the passage from the textbook. You have 50 seconds to read the passage. Begin reading now.
Okay, let's take a couple of real life examples of this. One is that people often have an irrational desire to use bad products, which they've purchased to get their money's worth. Another is that people often continue to follow a bad plan that has required a great investment. They think that if they abandon their product or change their approach, they're throwing away their money or time. However, their time or money has already been thrown away, and by continuously using a bad product or by following a bad plan, they are increasing their losses. For instance, let's say you buy a new vacuum. You take it home and try it. However, the filter is so small that you need to keep replacing it. Now you need to buy more filters. But the accumulated amount spent on filters will add up to more than buying a new vacuum. But you just bought this vacuum. So you feel it's necessary that you don't waste your money by throwing it away. So you decide to continue using it. The vacuum now becomes a sunk cost. You're throwing away money on filters instead of buying a new vacuum only because you feel it's a waste of money throwing away the vacuum. In addition, you're also wasting your time by continuously having to replace and purchase new filters.
Using the main points and examples describe sunk costs.
Okay.
All right, you start to speak now, Amalia. Okay, good.
Mm. Sunk costs, according to the passage, sunk costs are the money that you already invested in something that is unrecoverable. Uh, for example, on the lecture, we hear an example of a vacuum cleaner that someone bought, and it's like an investment, but the vacuum cleaner is so small that you have to being buying new filters. So that is a sunk cost because the vacuum becomes a waste of money and also a waste of time. You, with the money that you are going to invest in the filters, you could be able to buy another vacuum, an even better vacuum, but you don't want to lose the money that you already invest in the vacuum, so that's why you are going to keeping wasting your money and also your time. Those are the sunk costs.
Yeah,
This
nice. Now
this
it's way better, Amalia.
this task is very difficult.
It's, it is a bit difficult, man. But you did great. Just one thing to point out is this. In the lecture, you have to write something else based on the template. In the
Yeah,
lecture.
in the
Perfect.
lecture, the professor goes further.
Exactly. The professor. Okay. Um, that part is very important. In many templates, I have seen that. In the
Okay.
lecture, the professor, or in the lecture, the lecturer, but it sounds a bit strange. The lecturer, the
Uh-huh.
professor. Professor explains. And that the main idea, the main topic in the passage, you could explain it very well, and also the example. Could you listen one or two examples in the listening part?
Mm, I think that I heard two examples, but because at the beginning she said something like uh bath product, something like that, but she just mentioned it, and then she goes further with the vacuum example.
Yeah, exactly. We could listen just one, right? Just
Mhm.
one big example, but yeah, just the one example. Sometimes
Uh-huh.
that happens. Sometimes you can listen one example, sometimes three examples, but if you listen one, yeah, you just have to talk about one, right? That's it.
Okay.
If you listen three, Amalia, try to choose just two the two most important, okay? Two,
Okay.
that's it. But yeah, good job. Good job. You could use the template here. So, Amalia, do you have any question about this?
No, I don't have questions. I just think that I have to practice even more.
Yeah, exactly. It's a matter of practice, okay? Matter of practice, but the template is going to help you uh,
Yeah.
a lot. And what else? What else? Oh, yes. Also, one thing to keep in. You usually don't use this, okay? It's just
Yes, to keep.
to keep, exactly. Very good.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, you're right. And for
Mm.
example, teacher, on the TOEFL, I don't remember when I went to do it. On the TOEFL, I'll be able to have a paper, right? But I'll be able to write my templates at the beginning, or they are going to be like watching me. Uh, that for the listening section, I have to have my clean paper, and for the reading section, I have to have the clean paper again.
Okay. No, that doesn't happen. So you go into into the room. They give you your papers. I think it's two papers. The last time that I took the exam, two papers, one pencil, one pencil, and that's it. You can start the test in that moment. You can
Okay.
write. I think you can write your templates, but you won't have time because you start with the, I think it's the listening. I don't remember very well.
Yeah, I think that it's the listening.
You start the listening, you focus on the listening a lot, a lot, a lot. You take your notes on the listening. Then you start the writing or the reading. Then you start the writing and the speaking. So you won't have time. I think you won't have enough time. But if you find, I don't know, some 5 seconds or 10 seconds, yeah, you can write it. No problem about that. You can write
Okay.
a
Ugh,
template before that.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. But try to practice. If you practice with one template, just one template, you are going to memorize the template, and you will just have to put the information in the template, this information in this part, and so on. And it's very,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, I'll do it.
that's very important. Practice just with one template. Okay, one template is
Yeah.
more than enough. Good.
Okay, perfect. I'll do it.
Okay, all right, Amalia. So good job today, Amalia. See you next
Thank
class. See you
you.
tomorrow.
Thank
We
you, teacher.
That's number 4 tomorrow. Goodbye. Have a
Yeah.
good night.